to attempt to do a Vampire Diaries-esque look. I don't know if I'm going to turn out more like Catherine or Elena, Caroline, who knows. We're going to paint some little veins down here, but I'm really going to use like lipstick and like stuff that y'all should be able to find just like laying around in your own makeup kits, or if not, run to Dollar General. They've got really good makeup for like pretty cheap. I got some red lipstick there for like $3, I think. I'm going to double check that. They'll probably put it somewhere like up here. I don't know how all this stuff works, but let's get into it. So the first step that we're gonna do is we're gonna fill our brows in. I would just fill them in any way that you normally do. If you don't fill them in, I would maybe ask a friend who knows and can help you out real quick. It should not take a long time. For beginners, I would just fill them in with powder, but if you're used to filling them in, I would just use like a pencil or whatever you normally use. I'm just using this like e.l.f. one that's like I think it was like $1 or $2 seriously at Target. Like I'm like serious about that, but we're just gonna fill them in really quick, like using a spoolie. Push your brow hairs up, or like any type of brush, whatever. And for your eyebrows, just to create that natural shape, just take the brush and move upwards, just creating some sort of hair-like strokes, and then just blending it out with that little bristly brush. And for step 2, you're just gonna take any foundation that's a little bit lighter than your natural shade. I have pretty pale skin, so I went with this Wet n Wild pretty pale foundation in porcelain shade. Just take whatever foundation you're comfortable with. And now I'm just taking that foundation and I'm just blending it all over my face. I put a pretty thin and even layer all over the place just to give me that undead kind of look. Taking any palette that has like good neutral shades or like nude tones that has any good transitional shades, I would just go in with a light brown one, and that's just to make sure that going from the red to the black from your skin tone just looks very seamless, and it also is going to help carve out your what is the word, eye sockets, and make them look like more defined, like you're dead basically. To achieve this, I just took an angled brush and just swept it back and forth across that part of my eye to get that sort of hollowed out look. So taking any like red shade that you have, whatever palette, I have the BH Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I'm not going to show you it, it's kind of beat up, but they have this kind of really bright red shade in it, but it's not, it's more towards like a cranberry color than it is more of like a scarlet, if that makes sense, I think. But I'm just going to take that and I'm going to go in the exact same place I did with that brown transitional shade, because on the lid, that's where we're going to pat black shadow on later. So you can kind of get some stuff on there, but no, I wouldn't put a lot, just so it doesn't like distract from that. Just take that red shade and in the same sort of motion that you did before, just kind of go back and forth in that same sort of crease area, just giving a lot of pop and color to that part of the eye. Now just taking any sort of like red or more cranberry toned lipstick, or if you have eyeliner, really anything that you could draw veins on with, you're just gonna attempt to draw almost like tree branches or like lightning bolts from about, I've got like some freckles right here. I found it easier whenever you're doing this sort of lightning bolt tree branch shape to start from the bottom and work your way up. For some reason, at least with my brush, whenever you start it from the top, it would just make the lines a little bit too thick. I would make sure to add those little squiggly like branches in if you don't make it like too perfect or anything, because it is a very naturally occurring formation in your body, so really just be all artistic with it. With just any sort of small brush, I'm just going to blend out the veins that I put on. Blending the veins, in my opinion, is like one of the key ways to achieving the more natural look. It's going to make them look like they're blending seamlessly into your skin and they're not just like laying right on top. Taking just any sort of black like gel liner or pencil liner, whatever you have, just get it on some sort of brush or put it all over your lid in any sort of way, like whatever is easiest to just get it on your lid like this. Just a quick little reminder, during this step, don't bring that black eyeshadow up too far or you're going to cover up all the red that you put in. Just blend it out with a black eyeshadow when you get to a certain point. I don't even know what step this is, but now you're just going to take some contour, whatever shade you use, and some highlight, and then just go through and accentuate any features you have. I actually don't have this, but if you do, this would be like a really good step. I would contour with a more gray or cool tone brown shade as opposed to like a warm color like I used here in the video. If you use a more cool tone shade, it's going to give you that more dead, like raw sort of nasty skin that vampires have. I forgot to record a little like explanation for this, but in this step I'm just curling and prepping my eyelashes to put some falsies on. This is a completely optional step. You guys could totally just put on mascara or do whatever you want at this point. I'm just a bit extra and I like my eyelashes to look like there are crows strapped to my face apparently. But if you're putting on false lashes like me, just pop them on like I did. I put the glue right on my eyelid. I just think it makes it easier, but just do whatever you want during this step. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching the video. After the final step, you guys can just pop on some mascara or some false lashes, whatever you feel comfortable with. Pop on whatever sort of lipstick you want. You could either go with a dark tone like an all black lip or something, or you could just go with what I did, which was just like a very like vampire bitten look. But I really hope that you guys had fun watching this video. I had fun making it. Everything in this is like super affordable, so I hope that you guys can have fun doing it and it's not going to stress you guys out too much. Besides that, I hope you guys have a great Halloween. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. The noise you saw me look at in the outro was Lila the dog here. She just wanted to say like and subscribe to Alice if you're interested in seeing some more videos, and have a happy Halloween, you guys.